Good morning to all of you. I have already completed the chapters like limits and continuity, and after that differentiation, how to find the derivative of a function. So today just I'll tell about a new chapter, what is integration. Integration is one of the important chapter not only in the intermediate level but also in the engineering level. So it is one of the important chapter, but its definition is very easy. That means it depends on the derivative. That means inverse process of differentiation is known as integration, or reverse process of differentiation is known as integration. So it is also called the antiderivative. Just here. So this is the inverse process of differentiation. That means differentiation is a process to find the derivative, but also integration is a process to find the integrals. And what is the uses of integration in the day-to-day life? So just I'll tell about. So already we know the area of the circle in the coordinate geometry, that is pi r square. But here by using the integration we can find out the area of a circle pi r square. Here I have taken one figure like a circle with radius is r, and this part is one quadrant. If you take the all, then it is, you will get pi r square by using the integration. And other also, that means you can find out the area of an ellipse, parabola, and different intersection of two curves. Also you can find out the area. So in physics also you can use integration to calculate velocity, then center of mass, and acceleration, and many more also. And also in the engineering purpose like electrical engineering and electronics and telecommunication. And another uses is here, just I'll tell. So purpose of the saving some money, we can use also integration. That is a very important part in our case. Now after that, so how to derive all the integration formulas or integration problems by using the inverse process of differentiation. Just here I'll tell. So already we know the derivative of x square equal to 2x, and if you take the integration of 2x, then you can say that x square by using the inverse process of differentiation. And similarly, if you take the derivative of x square plus 4, then it is also 2x. That means the derivative of x square is 2x, and after adding one constant here 4, that means the derivative of 4 is 0. So we can say that the integration of 2x is equal to x square 4 here. But if you add plus in place of 4, that is 5, if you add minus 1, that means that is a particular constant. If you add, then also we will get the same answer, that is 2x, and the integration of 2x equal to, so different values like x square plus 4, x square plus 5, like it, not a unique value. But if you take the derivative of x square plus c, so if you take one arbitrary constant here, then also we can say that the integration of 2x equal to x square plus c. Here the arbitrary constant is c, so that means the arbitrary constant, the derivative of the arbitrary constant is c is 0, and here the x square derivative is 2x, and the derivative of the arbitrary constant is 0. So we can say that the derivative of x square plus c equal to 2x, and so integration of 2x you can take x square plus c. Don't add any particular constant here, the value of c. That means we can say that integration of 2x into dx equal to x square plus c. So that means here the integration of 2x equal to x square plus c, this c may be 0, maybe 1, maybe minus 1, but we cannot take any particular value. You can take the arbitrary values. Just here I have already shown in this slide. Just you can see this is the derivative of x square is 2x, derivative of x square plus 4 equal to 2x, derivative of x square plus c equal to 2x, and after the integrating we can say that integration of 2x equal to x square plus c. That means, so we can say that here the integration is an antiderivative or inverse process of differentiation. Okay. But here I have taken one similarly, that is a well-known formula in derivative, derivative of sin x equal to cos x. So So integration of cos x equal to sin x plus c. You have to add plus c in every integration. That is very, very important. Very, very important. This arbitrary constant must be added in every integration. And now we will go for the general methods. So this is the particular variable, that is function x square plus 4, like that. If we will take the derivative of capital Fx, equal to small fx, and the derivative of capital Fx plus c means arbitrary constant, is equal to small fx here, then the integration of by using the inverse process, integration of small fx equal to capital Fx plus c. That is very, very important. This is the general formula. You have to remember it. So derivative of capital Fx plus c is equal to small fx. Here I have taken. So here also I have written this capital derivative of capital Fx small fx, and the derivative of c arbitrary constant is 0. So thus integration of small fx equal to capital Fx plus c. Now in this slide, so small fx integration, this is a very simple notation. Small fx integration is equal to capital Fx plus c, and due to this is a very, very important part in the integration, or this is a important formula for integration, some notations or different representations are present here. One by one here I will tell. This is the symbol of integration. This is the symbol of integration. We can say that elongated s, and that is elongated s. This is the symbol of integration. This is represent the symbol of integration, and this fx, those functions will be integrable. Those functions will be integrable, which is known as integrand. This is called integrand. And dx is a very, very important part in integration. Dx, what is dx? Dx represents the integration with respect to the variable x. This is the very important part in the integration level. If you will take any integration of any function, if dx is present, then you can say that this is the integration with respect to the variable x. If it is a dy, then you can say that it is the integration with respect to y variable. If it is a d theta, then you can say that it is integration with respect to theta variables, and other variables are like constants. So here dx is very, very important, that is integration with respect to x. Then c is a well-known thing, that is called constant of integration, and this capital Fx is called integrals. That means after integration we will get some function, so which is known as integral. Fx, capital Fx is integral. This is very, very simple, and small fx is the integrand, and this is the symbol of integration, and c is called the constant, integration of constant. Now this representation is very, very important. In every case this will be present. So you compare with this fx is like sin x or cos x, like x square, and many more. Now I'll go for the next slide. This is the basic integration formula. So basic integration formulas here I'll tell. So what is the basic integration formulas? Very well known formula here we know. That means the derivative of x is 1. Derivative of x is 1. So if the derivative of x is 1, by using the inverse process of differentiation, like integration, if you take the integration of this right hand side 1 into dx, then it is called x plus c by using the inverse process. 1 integration is x, and here dx. So we can say that either 1 into dx integration, or 1 integration of 1, or you can say that simply the integration of dx. So integration of dx is x plus c. If you take integration of dy, then you can say that integration of dy is equal to y plus c. If you take dz integation, z plus c. If you take d theta integration, then it is theta plus c. So like that. That is, this dx is already, I have told, this represent the integration with respect to the variable x. So now we will go the formula, second formula. This is a well-known derivative of x, and the integration of 1 is this. Now we will go for the integration of x to the power n. So how we can find out this? Now just we know the derivative of x to the power n. Derivative of x to the power n equal to n into x to the power n minus 1. And if you take derivative of x to the power n plus 1, then it is n plus 1 into x to the power n. N plus 1 into x to the power n. N plus 1 into x to the power n. If it is n plus 1 into x to the power n, n plus 1 into x to the power n. This is the derivative of x to the power n. If it is the derivative of x to the power n plus 1 equal to this n plus 1 into x to the power n, then what is the derivative of x to the power n plus 1 by n plus 1? N plus 1 is a constant. So if you take outside, and after taking the derivative of n plus 1 by n plus 1, this will be cancelled, then it will be x to the power n. And the derivative of x to the power n plus 1 by n plus 1 is x to the power n. And if you take the integration of x to the power n, then it is x to the power n integration is the left hand side, that is x to the power n plus 1 by n plus 1 plus c. This is the integration of x to the power n. So, but here the condition is n is not equal to minus 1. So, n is not equal to minus 1 means if you take minus 1, then the denominator will be 0. Then the denominator will be 0. That is something by 0 is infinite. That means this formula is not applicable for n is not equal to n equal to minus 1. It is not applicable for n equal to minus 1. Otherwise it is satisfied. If you take n equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, no problem. But for n equal to minus 1, it is not possible. So we cannot use x to the power n plus 1 by n plus 1 plus c, or the integration of x to the power n for n equal to minus 1. Now we'll go for solving one question here. So what is the problem? Just you see. This is the integration of x to the power 9 I have taken. X to the power 9. And if we compare this x to the power 9 with x to the power n, that is it is x to the power 9 plus 1 by 9 plus 1. X to the power 9 plus 1 by 9 plus 1. That means here n plus 1 by n plus 1. Here n equal to 9. So that is 9 plus 1 by 9 plus 1 plus c. So after completion of the integration, you have to add plus c. That is very, very important. Already I have told. So this is x to the power 10 by 10. 9 plus 1 is 10, 10 by 10. Just to remember here one thing. If it is a polynomial, like x to the power 9, x to the power 10 or x to the power 11. So after integration, the power of x is also equivalent to the denominator. If the power of x is 10, then the denominator is also 10. That is plus c. So this is very, very important. So this is a one related question to x to the power n. Now we'll go for, if the power will be negative, then how to find its derivative. So here this is the question. Just see x to the power minus 3. Here I have taken x to the power minus 3. That means x to the power minus 3, the power is here n equal to minus 3. And if we use the same formula like x to the power n, then it is x to the power minus 3 plus 1 by minus 3 plus 1 plus c. And this equals to x to the power minus 2 by minus 2. That means minus 3 plus 1 is minus 2 and minus 3 plus 1. So already I have told in the previous slide, the power of x is equal to the denominator. That means the power of x is here minus 2 and the denominator is also minus 2 plus c. So similarly, we can solve many questions about by using x to the power n integration formula, integration of x to the power n formula. Now here I'll go for, after that I'll go for some questions which is related to trigonometric. That means some formulas related to trigonometric. So already we know the derivative of cos x. The derivative of cos x is minus sin x. The derivative of cos x is minus sin x. And if we'll change it, this side is minus, then it will be sin x. Then so integration of sin x equal to minus cos x plus c. We can say that the integration of sin x is minus cos x plus c. This is a trigonometric formula. So here some trigonometric formulas I'll tell. So again, this formula already I have told in the previous slide, on the second slide, that is the derivative of sin x equal to cos x. And the derivative of sin x equal to cos x means what is the integration of cos x? Sin x plus c. This is also one important trigonometric formula. Then already we know the derivative of tan x equal to sec square x. Derivative of tan x equal to sec square x. So the integration of sec square x equal to tan x plus c. tan x plus c. That is the inverse process of differentiation. If we take the integration of this side sec square x integration, that is tan x plus c. This is one of the integration formula. So here also some questions maybe arise. Sec square x direct integration, then you can write tan x. If it is something like 1 by cos square x, suppose the integration of 1 by cos square x, so how to find out? So integration of 1 by cos square x means we can say that 1 by cos square x is equal to sec square x. Then after that sec square x, we can use the integration formula, that is tan x plus c. So this is very simple formats. Now the three more trigonometric formulas are present here again. So integration of derivative of cot x is equal to minus cos square x. Then if we will change the minus sign here, derivative of minus cot x equal to cos square x. So we can say that the integration of cos square x is equal to minus cot x plus c. That is also one trigonometric formula. So suppose one question is like 1 by sin square x, then how to integrate it? So we don't know